Hello everybody, this is Al with BobCAD, picking up part 2 of our 3+1 video. So I did prep most of the geometry that I needed here, so we're ready to go ahead and get into some machining. So the first thing we're going to load is a 2-axis profile, and we're going to use this shape to do our profile cut. And so let's just select that as a profile. We'll make this 1 inch. We don't want to run a finish pass. We're going to use an end mill. I'm going to 0 stock for finish. Circular, that's fine. Okay, compute. Alright, so this gives me my profile cut. I'm going to give it some more increments and recompute. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that will look on the machine. So we'll get over to here. Alright, good. So that's going to profile down the first section of the part. I guess we could go a little bit deeper than where we're at, so we'll just adjust that and make this 1.25 and recompute. Alright, that goes all the way through. So that's our first roughing routine. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to clear the stock that's in the center of the part. So I'm going to load a 3-axis routine, and we're going to do just an advanced rough, and we're going to use our end mill and zigzag, use adaptive, this is 20, I don't know, I'll switch that to by level. Alright, so now I want to use my boundary and compute. Okay, so that roughs out the cavity section and looks okay. So let's run this through the simulation. And that's the idea, is what we want to do is machine the part in 2 or 3 axis while it's in a given position. And it still looks like it's plunging over there, but that's okay. That's okay for now. That's easy enough to fix. Alright, so we have our profile roughed out. We have our cavity part roughed out. Next thing I want to just jump right into, there's so many things that I want to cover, but what I want to jump into is the rotary toolpath, because that's what most of the thread has been about, is how to attack this rotary toolpath. So let's bring this up, and let's bring this up. Okay, so this is going to be the geometry that I'm going to select to machine this. Let's go ahead and load in our rotary toolpath. We'll select it. We're going to pick our cutter size. We are going to set it along, and let's say -20 and 20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate the path to begin with, and this path should not look good. And I'm doing this on purpose because I want to illustrate how right now I didn't edit my baseline, so my machine setup is my baseline, which is this gnomon. And if you look at anything that goes below the baseline or the center of your rotary toolpath, it gets trimmed out and it doesn't generate anything. So what we want to do is we want to take our baseline and we want to move it down far enough so that the surface doesn't get clipped from the baseline. And what I'm going to do is really exaggerate that. So, you know, we're cutting on a 1-inch diameter piece of stock here. I'm going to say we're cutting on a 20-inch diameter piece of stock. So I'm just going to go in and edit my baseline. So I'm going to say -10 here. And then I'm also going to shorten up my angle range, because as I get further, as the quote-unquote the diameter that I'm cutting on gets larger and larger, the angle range needs to be smaller in order to cut the surfaces that I'm working on here. We'll drop this down, start at 0, end at let's say 2.5, and we'll compute. And now we should see a pretty decent toolpath strategy to come along and to cut the surface, and it actually looks pretty good. The only thing that I want to do is shorten my angle range so that it's not going over the edges there. So we'll edit the angle range down to let's say -5 and 5. Let me reselect. Recompute. Yeah, looks like we could actually be even further down. So we'll do either that, or I could adjust my base height up. I can make this -5 and reselect, recompute. Yeah, that looks much better there. You know, again, I extended the toolpath so it rolled over the surface. I probably could make additional adjustments there, but for this video, in this example, we did our, let's blank all our toolpaths out. So we did our profiles cuts to rough out the OD of the part. Then we came back and we did our 3-axis cut to come in here and to remove the rest of the material here. And let me make an edit on that real quick. Let's see if I can get the lead to say non-center cutting. May not generate anything there. Yeah, because it's got to come in from the outside. I may want to adjust my stock on that, but I'll come back and show how to handle that in a different scenario. Let's do something like that. Get it to ramp down to get down into the pocket. It still thinks it's still coming down on the side there. But anyways, we'll pick that up in another video. So we did the OD profile that we ran around the part. We did the rough routine in here to remove the material inside of the cavity to rough it out, and then now we have our rotary toolpath to come and to finish this surface here. So let's run our simulation. Alright. Okay. So I'm doing single direction cutting right now, but and really if there's any rotation, it's probably very slight. We probably don't even need to do the rotary on this. We probably could just cut it in 3-axis really in this example. And let me see if the A is moving at all. Yeah, the A is moving slightly. Indexing, so it's normal to that face there, but this should give us a nice clean finish on here. I don't know, when I ran the rotary I was like, you know what, if I run it down the length it doesn't look that bad. Initially I was running it back and forth, but you can see just with a little bit of workflow process, you know, profile, rough, 3D toolpath or rotary in one orientation, now what we can do is we can rotate the part to the next orientation and pick up with the additional strategies. So that's about all I have for everybody here today. I'm sure there'll be some comments in the thread, more questions that you guys have. I'll definitely be shooting more videos on this, and look forward to your guys' feedback. Thank you so much.